So what am I excited about is the fact that I think like we are at a crossroad where we were thinking before in terms of just pure software, pure engineering, and we were building tools for people. And now we see that with AI, there has been this massive shift where we can just build the tools ourselves. And so basically the engineering background that I have is empowering me to be more proficient in building those tools. But now it's not just for giving them to people. Now it's also for applying them to a specific field. And that's what we're doing with the tickets. And that's why I'm excited to share because we have this new approach where now we don't think in terms of we're going to sell the software, but we're actually going to sell the service and we're going to be the most proficient at it because we have the right tools, we have the right mindset, we're able to learn very fast. And that's like what we really want when we deal with customer support, when we onboard new customers, we're able to quickly learn, to quickly adapt our tools. And I think that's the most important. And I really want people to realize this dramatic shift. We don't create the software anymore, we just create our own internal tools and we just become the most proficient organization to run the support operation.
I like that. What prompted you to submit the talk?
We actually attended the previous one. I was in Las Vegas, and so we were there. We really enjoyed the conference, and we also know that in LA, like a lot of brands are really willing to learn about the new ways of doing things. We think that this is the right target audience to help them know what are the new practices in terms of customer support and AI operations. I want to
Yeah.
share what is going on behind the
Mhm.
hood, what is the current shift in the industry, because I think it's hard to see most organizations, especially when you're not in the tech scene, you see a lot of those articles saying AI is hard to implement in companies and industry. There is this backward realization for some where they don't really see the value that it brought to them. But we see that it's a drastic change, and we need to help people realize that and how this is going to evolve because this is going to impact the way they're going to organize their operations, the way they're going to hire, the way they're going to answer tickets in the future. And so this is a helper to realize, okay, maybe actually, of course, it's hard to see the value at first. Just wait for it because the tools that you're going to build with it and the proficiency you're going to gain is actually tremendous.
In one sentence, what problem does this solve for a support leader?
The problem it solves for a support leader is realizing you can do much more with a smaller team. That's the big realization. That's what we've been running on.
Why should this matter to our audience right now?
I think like it matters for your audience, especially like for the scaling brands, because these are the kind of brands where they have the urgency to scale their operations. And we want to give them like the keys of the understanding that, okay, scaling doesn't necessarily mean the old traditional way, but it can also mean like the tool way, the automation. It's a broader scope now, and we want to just give an overview of this scope to those brands.
Excellent. And what's the risk if leaders don't get this right?
We left behind, I would say, because this kind of new shift is really impacting the quality of service. We've seen for some of the customers that we have ourselves, the quality of the support that we can provide is much higher, especially in terms of response time. We're able to provide the best customer support experience for each customer because we can customize it, personalize all the information at hand, and make sure that we always follow the right track. We make fewer mistakes thanks to this. So I think if you don't want to be left behind, if you don't want to be overcome by other like brands and companies that will have the best support in class because they don't do mistakes, they respond instantly and so on, then you need to do this shift right now.
Why should someone attend your talk?
My added value is that I come from a very different industry, I would say. I'm an engineer and I came to support and now I'm actually answering support tickets. So it's kind of having like a stranger coming into your realm. So I would think for people, it might be interesting to have a different perspective from someone that is outside of the field at first and see how we're thinking in terms of those operations and how we are scaling our own growth.